Welcome, 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 you all. I'm just doing a final check on everything, and it looks like we are good to go. Hello, my beautiful people. How are y'all doing today? It's Sassy Undeniably coming at you again today. I hope your week has been going well. Mine has been great so far. No issues to report. I've been having a wonderful time telling people about the flat earth and getting into the movement. And it's been very enlightening, to say the least. I've had a lot of mixed reactions and good responses, so we will continue to plug at it. And it's certainly been eye-opening, telling others about the flat earth. They definitely have their own shock value when they find out that there are actually people in the world that believe that the earth is not round. I mean, it's astounding the number of people that will look at you and say and think that you're absolutely off your rocker when in actuality you are the one that's telling the truth. So one example is I went to Walmart a little while ago to put some money on a card, and I said to myself, okay, I'm on a mission to tell people about the earth being flat and not a globe, to at least get their attention to want to research it. So I took a big chance and told the girl who was serving me at the counter before I left that to research flat earth. And she said, "What?" I mean, the look on her face was priceless. I'm pretty sure we all have that look about us when we first find out that, hey, the earth is flat. And so she asked me what? I said, yeah, the earth is flat. It's not a globe. Research flat earth. She was like, for real? I said, yeah. And she said, okay, I will. And the lady next to her also heard, and her jaw dropped. And then when I was walking away, like, the other people in line that overheard that were looking at me like they wanted to hunt me down and ask me, So it was really a moment where I felt like I definitely could do it more. Just be spontaneous in reaching out to people. It wasn't as alarming as I thought it was going to be, or a negative experience. I definitely would do it again, like through a drive-through or something like that, even though I'm not a fast food person. And so, yeah, I really, really was felt good about doing it. One of the things that I would like to talk about today is our experiences as flat earthers. Let me go over a few of the rules, and as people start to come in, I will definitely have to go over them again just to make sure, because I don't have a lot of mods yet. So at the top of the list is no drama mongering. We don't have any drama here. This is a completely adult channel for the grown-ups. So don't bring any drama with you. We don't care what's going on other channels. We don't aren't going to partake in downing any other Flat Earthers channel or spreading negativity about the Flat Earth. We're just not going to partake of it. If you do that, you will get banned. The second rule is no agendas, okay? If you come in here talking about religion and pushing your religion on other people, it's okay to say that, hey, I'm a Christian that believes in the flat earth, so on and so forth. But all out conversations about that, we're not focusing on that. If you come in talking about the Republican Party or the Democratic Party or politics, that'll get you out real quick. We're not going to be talking about negative social things like Nazis and racism, and we're not partaking in any of that. So if you engage in any of that behavior while in here, you're probably going to get banned, okay, or at least silenced real quick. The other thing is being positive. If you're not here to do the work, to brainstorm and go through ideals, and you become a troll and are causing trouble, you won't last here long either. You'll get booted real quick. So those are basically the main things that you can get banned for. With the mods and myself, I review any bans or anything that seems not right. If you got banned, you can always email me and state your case, and I'll see about lifting that ban. Now that we got that out of the way, the things that are on the list today, and I do try to follow a agenda every time we come on here. So you can find that in the description area. And one of the first things that we're going to be discussing is how you learn about Flat Earth. So I definitely want to talk to you guys, just get your experience and where you are in that journey. If you've had, if you know of other truth, what's up? Hey, how are you, Angel? Yeah, so I definitely want to know your story and find out how you found about the earth being flat first, and then if you learned that in the course of truth seeking, and if you have found other truths along the way, or you're like me, you're a truth seeker, you've been that way for several years or maybe even all your life. How I found out, how did I find out? Like, I was researching some stuff about the Anunnaki, and I came across a video by a YouTube provider who was talking about the Emerald tablets. And so on there, he talked about all the civilizations, and then I got into the Sumerian tablets and the scripts, and that led me to have curiosity about other ancient civilizations. So in the course of that, I learned that the ancients thought that the world was flat. So I began researching the flat earth and thought to myself, well, this is strange. It's not too far-fetched. And I did about 2 months research before I decided, okay, it's not in my head. It actually is a real thing. So I went looking for other people who thought that the earth was flat. And lo and behold, there was like thousands upon thousands of people that actually believe the world is flat. I had no clue. I thought that, they were just a small minority group of people. But the more that I dug and looked, the more that I found that that it wasn't just something that a few people believed, that it actually was something that the ancients believed, and that it was reemerging again. I've been an activist since 2015, so it was nothing for me to just, click the mouse and find, information about it. Oh, you're working on a video, Angel? Cool. That'll be great. I'm looking for some theme music to open my live streams with, because I had played Beyonce's music on my first live stream, and then I had a flag when I came back on, and it said that it was copyrighted. Now, I was under the understanding that as long as you weren't doing something negative, and maybe it was a spoof or you were just playing it, that you could actually use it. But apparently, unless the artist says so, that it's okay, you cannot use their contact. But anyway, they gave me the option of cutting it out of the video or leaving it as it was. I didn't get a strike or anything like that. It just says on there, copyrighted material attached to it. So I'm really looking for some theme music to start my streams with. So if y'all know of any artists out there, I know Brother Sanchez has some music, but they're a little, they have a lot of rap, and that's not really what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for something on the lines of what one of the videos I seen on ODD's channel. It's kind of mysterious and ominous, and that's something that I'm looking for. Not necessarily something with words, but it could be flat earth music, but it doesn't necessarily have to be vocals on it. Okay, so what's your video going to be about, Angel? Okay, got it. All right. What's up, Shanna? How are you? So I was just sharing my story about how I came to know about the flat earths. So let me finish that up. So then after I went searching for it, I found like all these people that actually believed in there. And I did one of the things that people do when they first find out. They kind of like want to tell everybody that they know. And you would be surprised how many people think that you're actually crazy and gone off your rocker. And they kind of either laugh at you or tell you you need to go get your head examined. I didn't do either one of those. I just went full throttle with it. I went on my social media account and was like, did y'all know the earth was round? I got a lot of negative response from that. But then there were other people that had stepped in to say, hey, you're not by yourself. You guys stop picking on her. I put one of them on Facebook, and then it started a discussion that kind of like went downhill. Because you have to understand, before I became a flat earther, I was a community awareness activist for the melanin community. What that means is like I was into waking up African Americans, blacks, people of all melanin descent, okay? Because as y'all know, it's very fragmented in the African American community. I don't use those terms. I use the term melanin because that donates a certain type of people of the descent, and it's not derogatory, and it's easier to approach people if you who are into labels that are offensive to them. So that's what I was doing at the time. And I had a lot of negative mentality towards Caucasoids. And so everything that I was doing was geared towards getting my community together, getting my people together. And then I took a sharp turn when I found out that the earth was flat. And I was like, wait, this is another lie from the enemy. Well, the enemy for me at that time was anyone who was Caucasian, because as you know, like 4 to 6 months back, it was about like a lot of things on the news talking about showing African Americans getting killed and all kind of negativity. So I was very absorbed in my mind with how do I fix this? How do I make it better? Well, it wasn't getting any better, and it was just, I found out how fragmented it was in the conscious community. So when I came into the Flat Earth Truth, it just cleared everything out for me. I was able to see that race did not matter. What mattered was all of humanity and not being divisive, because at the time, it was one of the biggest agendas of the government to make sure that they start a race war. I wanted no parts of that. I was really looking for a way out of the situation and wanting to change that sick mentality that you sometimes get when you start to feel like you are the minority, like you were like back then, like your ancestors, like all those things. And I just decided to let all that go. So when I came into the flat earth truth, it gave me new life. It gave me a new perspective. And I didn't have any of the pretenses I had before. And my focus became on the people, human beings, and seeing everybody for who they were, not what had been done to melanin people as a whole. That allowed me to open my heart and my mind to other possibilities, to actually see the things that I was missing by just focusing on one group of people. So that's my story about Flat Earth. I'd love to hear some of you guys' story about how you came into the knowing of this flat plane that we live on. That's absolutely right, Shanna and Jonathan. We are. So I'm excited about what we're doing. I'm totally optimistic and head over heels at the notion that we could actually be moving towards a direction that is certainly a qualifier, something that's going to level the playing field and get us all united behind one cause, humanity's cause, our survival, our future generations' future in total freedom. You know, I'd rather die trying to make things right than to not try and die doing nothing. Like, this movement is for everybody. It's such a special thing. Jonathan says, I saw a Matt Boylan video in 2014-ish. I woke up in 2015. Weird had a delay there. Yeah. Guess what? Like, before 2015, I was actually a Christian my whole entire life. So, like, since I was a little girl, I was totally groomed to be a Christian. So I went from, like, Pentecostal to Baptist, and then in my adult years, I went to non-denominational. And then one day, somebody told me that the Bible was given to me as a tool to control my mind by the slave masters. And I thought to myself, what? This can't be true. So then I went into an exploration and looking into the Bible in a way that I never did before. And that led me to know more than I wanted to know. So then I dropped my faith because of that. So it was like many truths hitting me like all at once that opened me up to the ideal of the earth being flat, and then researching that. I think we all just come to a point in our lives where it's not enough, you know, what we are told, and it doesn't match what we see in reality. So we go searching. We go, you know, for looking for things that fulfill us in a way that we never have been fulfilled before. I know for me, it changed my life completely because we know that there's something not right. We just don't know what it is. And as soon as you start to know what it is, the more alive you feel. It's like you woke, you know, completely. Oh, definitely. You know what? Jonathan said, I'm sure a lot of people woke up starting after 9/11. And that's true because at that time, during 9/11, it was like, I don't know. I related it to sort of when Diana died because I wasn't prepared for that. I was actually, my husband was stationed at Fort Campbell. And like I woke up to that news, and she was like one of the public figures that I really looked up to. I mean, she was just for the people. And then to hear that she got taken out, and then to have that happen sometime after that, it was just like, oh my God, the whole world is falling apart. And so like my gap was for like 3 years up until 2013. So that was a long gap for me from that point into 2013. 2013 is when I saw the movie Zeitgeist Addendum, I think. That really just blew my mind after 9/11. So it was like, boom, Then I watched that whole series. I still didn't believe it. I didn't know even what false flags were. So, yeah. I'm glad that we're you can't stop seeking truth once you know a little bit. They're just like little nuggets that kind of like chomp, 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 chomp at you every single day. And then you start looking for those things in everyday life, and it just gets more validated the more you go. What's up, cats? Oh, you did, Shanna? Mm. The saddest part of 9/11 was all those people, the jumpers. That was really heartbreaking and mortifying to watch that documentary of the firefighters and them saying what that sounded like for them, and it just broke so many of them down. I mean, I can't imagine that day and hearing noises, for the rest of your life, and just being reminded of that, you know. So there's a lot of false flags that our country did. I mean, it's I don't even argue with people who say that stuff happened, because it's like, what building do you know free falls for as long as it did after planes crashing into it that were built to withstand that kind of trauma? Like, if you don't know anything about demolition, that has to be suspect to you. They just whoop, 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 went down like nobody's business. So that that was an inside false flag job. Everybody isn't fooled unless you're asleep, and if you're still in the matrix, trust me, it's just crazy. You just aren't aware at all. I did stop into to IPS's broadcast today for a little while. I had to get out because I was driving or whatever, and so I guess they're having two projects. So make sure you guys check into that. And if you're not subbed to his channel, go ahead and do that. But I think it's a rocket and another billboard. So that is really going to be exciting. So anybody coming in, just leave your story there. If you use bold text, it's easier for me to see those than the small print on here. I need to find a way to magnify the chat when I'm using it. But the question is, how did you find out about Flat Earth, and your experiences so far with it? Today on my Facebook, because I'm on a lot of social media, but I go on Facebook, I would say 90% of the time, and it's always a challenge. Oh yeah, I know. The trolls will come, but I always try to tell people the rule. The more people that enter, I'll go over them, and I think I'm gonna write them in the description so that they understand that it won't be tolerated, and anybody that I have as mods is definitely gonna know to get rid of them ASAP. Trolls, we don't have time for trolls. We got a lot of work to do. Like, seriously, I'm new to providing YouTube content, but I'm not new to vlogging at all. So I know trolls come. I mean, if they can write, if they got fingers, they'll use them. So I had some trolls today. Okay, I was on my Facebook, and always I make something controversial. If you go on my Facebook and you go back through my feed, you'll see a lot of controversial posts that I make. One of the reasons why I do that is to provoke and start conversation. Because what are you on social media for if you're not going to be a social butterfly? And me, I'm definitely very sociable. So I make a lot of controversial posts just for shock factor, to wake people up, because I'm an awareness activist, and to get the conversation started. So today I had a post on there that said flat power, flat lives matter, and flat unity. And so I posted that, and some little trolls came on my post, globe heads, and started, going off or whatever. And I was like, well, unless you come with some scientific facts to back up your claims as to why you believe the world's a globe, there's no reason for us to have a conversation. Like, you have not even studied what the topic is into the geocentric model. You don't even know the heliocentric model. So how can you even, just come be negative on a post? But it seems like the same too. Follow me post to post. So I'm wondering if they're Agent Smiths. Y'all know about Agent Smiths, right? Agent Smiths they're the thing that's in the Matrix that tries to get you dead. Like, they were the ones trying to take out the Oracle, Neo, whoever. Like, you're not supposed to be able to survive an agent. Flat earthers dispose of agents like nobody's business. Like, hone in and just get rid of them. I challenge them to come on to my live stream today, so I'm hoping that they do show up, because I would love to debate them after we get done going through our agenda for today. Because one of the things that they like to do is take you off your subject. They will spend all day saying, asking a question or answering a question with a question, instead of going and doing the research for themselves. That I do not have time for. Like, if you're here and you want to know something and you're a glober, ask a question. Don't be condescending. Don't be a dick. And don't waste our time. Like, I don't mind if they're in our chat. I don't mind if they're asking questions or being devil's advocate, but remain respectful and make sure that you're asking questions. If you're not going to ask questions, we're definitely going to ban you. Flat Earth community is not about the drama. We're about building that love, that aura, that support, that community, that consciousness, oneness. That's what we're about. We're about high vibrations that get results. All that negativity and low vibrations, we ain't got time for that. So today, like, when I was looking around for, because every day I try to learn something new, whether it's related to Flat Earth or something that has to do with what's going on in the world today. And I came across this video, and I added it to my Flat Earth ads. It's one of my playlists that I turn new Flat Earthers, or people who want to know about Flat Earth, I turn them to that. So this World War vet gets on there, and he starts talking about this machine called harp. I don't know, have any of you guys heard of harp, this machine that supposedly the military has, that can, like, cut through something, like, and the person, like, still be kept alive? Has anybody heard of, it's supposedly a laser that bounces off the dome and can triangulate your location within, like, a few millimeters and, like, chop off your head. I don't know if any of you guys know about this, but it was very alarming to me, because we're just now coming into something that they already know, and they already have had the jump for like 500 years on us. And if they've developed weapons to deal with us, I think we should know about it. Like, I'm a military brat, ex-military wife. My son was a Marine, so I know a lot about the military, the backgrounds, the life, the culture. But when I heard about this, I was like, okay, how much trouble are we actually in? How much of the danger do we actually know about? Because we are very new to taking on this flat earth. And it seems to me that if they do have a militarized plan, that we should know about every single aspect of what we're getting into. Ignoring it is not going to make it go away. I'd rather be prepared and get beat than to be unprepared and get whooped. Like, has anybody heard about this machine? Jonathan says, yeah, harp, a square array of antennas, and they're modulated and creates a column of ions. It can read the ionosphere, and reportedly they use it to control the weather. I heard that they control the weather, but I never really looked into that. But I'm more interested about this machine because it seems to me that if they do have, it says that they have one in Alaska and one in Australia. The one in Australia, it's supposedly 100 billion times stronger than the one that we have in Alaska. I'm wondering why, if we're supposed to be the greatest nation on earth, why do all these smaller countries have weapons and intelligent people more than America? I know they dumbed us down for some time and we're just now starting to wake up, but why in the hell are we not at the forefront of these type of technologies? And what is these little bitty places doing developing that type of technology? I mean, Australia ain't but that big. Like, you could fit it in one area. You probably could fit it in Texas, okay? What is they doing with one of those machines? And he also went on to say that we have government agents from other countries in the U.S. ready to pounce on us, okay? This vet, he knew his stuff. Like, I'm going to go back and watch, like, all of his videos because I was really impressed with the in-depth way that he was able to go into the information that he was trying to tell us. He was dead serious. Like, he too honest. Like, he was talking about his dentures and everything. I thought it was cute and funny at the same time. Really, really sweet guy. But, I mean, how much are we actually taking on and how much are we prepared to do when that time comes that, okay, they see that we're not going to let this thing go? You know, when ISP and that guy that's doing it, I'm sorry, I don't know his name. I need to find that out so I can get you guys that information. When they shoot this rocket up, and it goes up and hits that dome. Can you imagine? Because it's not just flat earthers that are taking a part in this. It's Globers and flat earthers that are contributing, crowdfunding this for that rocket to be able to go up. There's also a guy, I think he said, that's going up. He's actually putting his body in one of these things and going up there. Like, I think that's just a little bit too far because you're asking to die. Because we all know that there's a dome up there and it's electrically charged. It's charged on both sides. We charge it on one side like idiots, and then the other side is a natural occurrence or some old other stuff that we're going to get into a little bit later. So once that goes up and that happens and more people realize that all these flat earthers have been telling the truth, that the ancients actually were telling the truth, the melee and the panic that's actually going to happen from that. Like, okay, we're going to have all these new kids and all these new people that we're going to have to bring up to the same speed as we are. But while we're doing that, I'm wondering if they're not going to try to take us out, because it's not just here in the States that we're worried about. There are other countries that are involved in this, obviously, and that have the same type of capabilities as we do here in the U.S., military-wise. But I'm encouraged that I heard somebody from Greece and Italy saying that they have flat earthers there, about like 6,000 or something, in other countries that are in the knowing about flat earth. So the message is spreading and it's getting out there faster. But what's the end game? What's the plan once everybody knows at this point that that's the truth and it becomes a national thing? Like, I know they don't want it to change. They don't want the system to end. They want us to remain slaves. They want us to do what we're told. They want us to buy the lie, the story that they've told us for years and years and years. They've never banked on us finding out. If they did, I don't think, with their past history, that they had a plan that was including letting us go free, letting us be our own people. I don't think that they have that plan. So then, if you're like me, I think outside the box. Okay, what are we going to do next? Okay, because fear, it's not an option. I don't know any flat earther that works under the guise of fear. The development of a plan, that needs to happen. Like, we cannot underestimate our enemy. Okay, they have underestimated us, if you ask me. I feel like now is the time to, while we're waking people up and coming into this truth, to develop a plan of action should it go down that road that is not going to be good for anybody. If you guys have ideas about that, I would love to hear them, because Texas is a open carry state, as you know. Everything ain't right over here, as you know. Being the lovely chocolate beauty that I am, y'all know I know the truth, okay? It is real out here, okay? They are open carry, concealed, whatever. They're still asleep. So anybody that's asleep is still in the matrix. So they're still your enemy. They are still working for the system. They are still there and can take you out. Like, they're not on our side yet. So we live with this all the time. So I think that arming yourself, making a plan, is something that we need to discuss and something that we need to come up with. Because it's not going to be that they're going to just lay down and let us have this truth and we're going to all, come into this truth and it's going to be okay and we're all going to sing Kumbaya. That ain't happening. Like, they're going to fight till their very last breath to make sure that we stay slaves and take out as many of us as they can, especially the openly vocal about flat earth. So a plan, definitely. I'm going to open up the panel to get some people in. So if you have Hangouts, I'm going to put the link in the chat and you can join me on Hangouts. I'm not going to be showing anybody's face unless it's somebody I know and can trust, because I don't want my channel to get shut down for people posting kitty porn or any other, illicit thing that you should not do. Like, don't do that, because you're going to see a side of me that you don't ever want to see. Like, you don't want to be that person. Let's see what I did with it. Shannon, you're in Texas? Where are you at in Texas? I'm in Killeen. Okay, there's the link, guys. I agree with you, Kat. You're in Arizona. Arizona is so beautiful for it to be so much desert there. Like, when I was little, we were stationed at Fort Huachuca. I'm telling you, that was some of the most fun that I had as a child. Like, I would never forget that. I would love to go back, but unfortunately, I'm just nicely toasted and don't plan on getting any toastier, if you know what I mean. I mean, This Texas heat is something so surreal. Like, it was threatening to give me sunburn yesterday. And the day before. Like, it is absolutely hot for any reason. Like, no. I can't. I'd rather be hot than cold, and I never want to see snow ever again in my life. So me venturing out to Antarctica, not unless we're making a mad dash, like as a group, because I cannot stand to be cold. I don't mind it being so hot, but being cold, oh no. Let's see. Oh, okay. I don't know if you told me that before or not, but yeah, I know where that is. That's it's very little there, I think. Probably through email I could do that, Angel, but they'd have to email me through my Yahoo, which is a good idea. The link that I'm posting now is already one that I've used before and can easily shut down. Hangouts isn't too bad to control. It's just that, like I said, I'm new to broadcasting my and providing my own content. And when you use OBS software, there's no templates, so you actually have to build your own sets and build your own scenes. And I am not a graphics person. I did not go to school to be a broadcast journalist or whatever they're called. So I'm just doing this on the fly from what I learned and watching YouTube videos and the best way to go about it. So I'm still learning how to work between scenes and do all that stuff. I'm kind of at a disadvantage because my computer is an Asus. I won't really use any other brand of computer because I just find that they never fail. But for whatever reason, I'm a big time gamer and I play Grepplus a lot, and so my sticks went out on that, and I haven't been able to get it fixed. I think I'm going to take it to Best Buy and let the geeks work on it. So I would normally have two computers, so I would, cast one on the other and work from that one so I could easily move between scenes and get things set up. But working at from one computer is definitely difficult because you only have one screen to work from, so you can't really, have it run smoothly. And there's like so many windows open, like you don't want to press the wrong thing and then shut down your whole stream by accident. So I kind of like have to, pace myself with that. But back to that conversation about this harp machine and them, you know, basically developing a plan that works so that we don't get killed telling this truth. um, I know IPS had some concerns about all the negativity that's coming his way because of it. I'm too small to even worry about such things. So far, I haven't had any issues with trolls or negativity coming my way. I think it's brilliant. The more content providers that we have about Flat Earth, the less of a burden it is to some of the bigger channels because then you have more targets, essentially. I know that sounds kind of blunt, but it's the truth. If you provide more targets for them to aim at, their accuracy goes down. So it's just better to have more people working the truth and telling the truth than it is just to focus on a few, because then they can take them out a whole lot easier than if they have more targets to work from. They have less of an aim and it can't be contained. So no, I don't. Jonathan asked if I have any deep Avon skin so soft, etc. No, I don't have. I'm really a naturalist and I'm a vegan, so I really don't try to do too much. Now, if I do go out, I love me some skin so soft. It does make your skin soft, but I find that it makes you more drier than um, it helps you. So I tend to use things like coconut oil, cocoa butter, and stuff like that. Deep, I don't know, it just makes me, you feel like you're in some kind of sticky suit after you put deep on. I don't know, I just feel that way. Thanks, Shanna. I appreciate it. I don't have all the bells and whistles like Bro Sanchez does. He has oh no Dreads. Dreads is the one that has like every time somebody like subs to his channel and somebody gives a donation, he's got like these cute little sounds, and I'm pretty sure that's like an independent ad to your scenes or whatever. So thank you all around for that. If you guys like the Flat Earth Community Channel, tell your friends about it because we're going to be doing a lot of great things that's coming up. I'm actually going to be in the works with food, shelter, and clothing, and Rose Sanchez behind the scenes to come up with a children's book and curriculum, a way to teach our kids about the flat earth so that they don't get indoctrinated into believing that the earth is a globe, because we do have to do something for the younger generations. Even though we're the ones trying to bring this truth now to a head, we really don't want to leave anybody behind. And what better way to raise another generation that is in the truth and not stuck in the matrix than to reach our kids. And it's going to be awesome. We're hoping to get something put out here soon so that when they go back to school, they're not going to be brainwashed. I'm pretty sure if enough of us come together, we probably could homeschool our kids online rather than sending them to public school. But you do have to look into that and make sure you let the school board know and things like that, because you definitely don't want any problems. Hey, Helio Skeptic, how are you? I think I've seen you a couple times in other chats. You're in Arkansas? Guess what? Like, my ex-husband was from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Okay? We divorced now. We've been divorced for like, I don't know, since 2000. He was a soldier, and I don't know what it is with soldiers. I think they all cheat. Like, they all do. Like, never again. I had some good times there, though. He's like 45 minutes outside of Little Rock. So, they need to fix their roads there, too. You're right, Shannon. You're right. No need for any of that, really. I'm pretty sure as I develop my channel and go along, I will add more things to it. Not to be flashy, but just because nobody likes to be bored listening to somebody talk at them for like 3-4 hours out of the day. I mean, some little things to help it along, it would be really great. And since I don't have a lot of subs yet, and people that are jumping on my channel, to chat with me, it's great to actually have some things that feel that as well. Even though I could talk to you guys forever, like I could fall asleep talking to you guys. It's just flat earthing is a way of life at this point. Even when I'm not on or thinking or talking about it or trying to spread that truth, I get on the 24-hour channels and I actually go to sleep to it, because it's like you become what you ingest. So whatever you see, think, look at, or go after is the thing that you become. So the more that you desire and put yourself in front of that thing, the more you're motivated, the more that becomes your life and your truth, and you just never get away from it. So I could do that all day with you guys. I mean, and this community is about the people and what you guys want to see, and kind of like a hangout, kind of a place not only to brainstorm and actually put things into action, but just a place where we can go talk, communicate, talk about the day, talk about things that are going on in Flat Earth, things that we heard, saw, want to do. It's really a channel for you guys. And I'm just a facilitator, I don't consider myself a quote unquote leader, because true leaders disciple people who go on to be leaders themselves. So that is the hallmark of any leader, is when they create other leaders, Getting back to our agenda, let me take a look at that real quick. See what is next up. Okay, so the topic number 6 was vortexes at the poles. Oh, let me look back real quick, Shanna, so I can write that down. Is that? Let's see. 8, 6, 6, 6, 9, 9. Who here subs on other channels that I'm missing? Who here is a mod on other channels, and what channel are you a mod on? Because you guys have already been vetted. And who wouldn't mind being a permanent mod? Oh, thanks, Carlene. Gotcha, Cats. Thank you. Okay, I got you guys modded up. FPV. Oh, okay, gotcha. So, one of the other things that I have come across and watched a video on was this video that showed out of the window what the Antarctic vortex actually looks like. So supposedly it's a hole that things go into. I don't know, souls, spirits, whatever. I don't know if they're putting stuff in there or not, but it's an entryway and supposedly the only way that you can leave the dome. Now, hey Jimbo, I don't know and I haven't gotten that far in my research about space. Space, not like what they know it, but what like we know it. If there is actually something outside, or if you can fall through or go through the dome. I don't know anything about that because I haven't researched it, but I've heard that at the center where you can see the aurora borealis, those are actually shoot-offs of this vortex that supposedly goes to inner Earth or some chasm or outside the dome. Now, this also lines up with some conspiracy theory about the Narubu or the Anunnaki or something, and rings being developed on other planets. Now, I'm not one. I threw out the whole aliens existence as soon as I found out there was a flat Earth, because like that was one of the things that always bothered me about flat Earth. I'd sit and before then I was all into the universe and how it worked, and I never did believe that we were billions of miles into space, or that we were seeing light from billions of miles away that was already gone. That just didn't make any sense. But I always wondered about UFOs and aliens. So when I became a flat earther, I actually threw that out of the window and was like, okay, nothing to worry about there. But since hearing about these vortexes or what have you, that has actually come up again. So I'm wondering if you guys have heard that as well. That there is actually a vortex that you can either leave the dome, or if there is actually an inner chasm to the base level on the flat plane that is an under world. Because I know the saying, as above, so below, from studying the emerald tablets. And I don't know how much that is true, but I think that could be part of the reason why they don't want us to travel to Antarctica. And again, I'm just, thinking of reasons why they wouldn't want us going there, besides the fact that they could be hiding the throne of God there. We already know that they're lying to us about their reasons for us not going to Antarctica. We already know that every nation on this flat plane is involved in the secret reason as to why we can't go there. I just want to find out when we do, because there's supposedly a group of blood over intent people that are going there in 2018, and another group that's going there, I think the end of this year, to try to, since that treaty is up. I don't know, where that situation is, but they're actually going to go and take a trip up to Antarctica, because they believe that since they spilled their blood over their intent, that somehow magically they're going to be the ones to penetrate Antarctica, not get killed like these other explorers did. Sorry about that. In doing my research, I found that a lot of people that explored Antarctica, even some government officials that actually went there, were murdered or mysteriously died. I think there was even a lady that tried like 3 times and she died or was murdered, taken out. They never did find her. Carlene, I hope I'm saying your name right, sweetie, says there's a guy who talks about blood over intent, but I think that is all myth. They want to get to Agartha. I think there are more lands and more people beyond the poles. I do too. I definitely think there is more land, but I don't know how much. I don't know if it's enclosed. I'm not sure at this point. Quasi-luminous. Is that guy that talk about symbols all the time? I gotta take this call. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to make sure my daughter has a ride home, so she's not standing there because I totally forgot to tell her brother to get her. So yeah, we were talking about these polls at the poll. What? No, Planet Truth. You seriously believe that? Planet Truth says they are making aliens in Antarctica from humans, maybe. I don't know about that. That would be really, really crazy. Although it would line up with what that vet was saying about that machine, that they were able to keep people alive. Kind of like he said, like that movie where with J-Lo in it, where the horse got spliced into different sections or whatever, and it was like still alive, and then when they moved the thing, it like fell into like every different kind of piece and was dead. That could be it too, but I don't know. I don't know if that is a way out of this world, or if like if you believe in the afterlife, if that's a place where souls come from or go back to after death, and then you just reincarnate on this earth or not. I don't know. It's a big, mystery. What if what they're doing is trying to protect us from something? Which I don't think so, because everything they've done at this point has been nothing but destructive to the world. So far, everything they've done has been to keep us caged in like animals. They've kept us from the truth. They've distorted religion. They've taken spirituality and replaced it with a religion that's false. And so we can't really trust what they say. I think the more officials that break ranks, the more information that we're going to get that comes out that's going to confirm what we think and what we feel, what we know to be true. We need that one person that's higher up to just break ranks and say, no, the earth is flat. These people aren't crazy. But as soon as they do, they're probably going to get taken out. Like, I honestly believe like that Judge Sotomayor was taken out because he wouldn't do something the powers that be wanted. Like, he died just like a heart attack or something. Who knows how he did, but mysteriously, just like any of these public officials that go against the government, like, I'm pretty sure they would get taken out. Plain Truth says they had 70 years down there, so anything is up for guests down there. That is true. But have you watched the Admiral Byrd documentary? It's about like 55 minutes long of his actual expedition down there. And then he mysteriously died later too. Like, I watched that whole documentary. I found it very informative about that mission and what happened. My only thing is, since they were throwing those bombs up there for 5 years, if they were either A, trying to see if they could penetrate the dome, or B, that was the time that they were charging the dome. I don't know how many times bombs have ever actually went off on this planet, like, to recharge the surface of the dome. I know that it happens, but I don't know that it's happened recently. You did? You made a video on it? Oh, I'll have to watch that. Helio, what's your link about? I'll have to save it for later when I'm not broadcasting, I guess. Sorry, I'm just saving your link. What kind of flights? I'm game for anything, actually. Eric Dubé, I know there's been a lot of talk. We're not going to get into the drama because somebody who has been doing this for a long time deserves their due respect. And if they have great material and things that can help flat earthers that are new to the movement, I'm all for it. Like, I'm by no means an expert. I'm still a novelist at the flat earth and this information, and have just as many questions as a person that's freshly coming into this truth. So I definitely would do some covert missions. Like, I'm pretty flexible on my job that I could take the time to do some covert stuff. I definitely will check that out tonight after the broadcast and let you know what I think about it. Yeah, that movie, The Cell, that's the exact movie that I was talking about. That movie was absolutely nuts, but I think she did a good job with that movie. Jennifer Lopez is like good at dancing and things like that. I don't necessarily think she's a great singer. In fact, I don't think she can sing at all. But she does play good roles in movies. That movie was good, like the movie 13 Monkeys, I think it was called. All those movies. I don't like to watch psychotic or scary movies by myself. I like to be with a group of people or family and friends, because some stuff you just should not do by yourself. Like, scary movies is one of them, because like nobody knows if aliens are real. Nobody knows if, I mean, people actually come up out of their head with this stuff. Have you seen like Quentin Tarantino movies like Kill Bill and what's that other guy? Night Shyamalan. The Village. Woo! That that was a creepy movie. Like, ugh. I'm really into movies. Like, expanding your mind. I'm all for it. I love me some movies and some popcorn. Oh, okay. Karen says, so after all those people disappeared with the Malaysian flight, we could get groups of women to ask powers that be why again. I will have to rewatch. I brought that up in Brother Sanchez's broadcast, his live stream the other day about that flight. Taking off, and if that pilot actually went rogue, if he had actually figured out that the earth was flat and wanted to see if it was a possibility they could leave the dome, or actually tried to fly to Antarctica into that stream. And I definitely think that that was a possibility, since it was never found, anybody's or any wreckage. I don't care what they say. They say a lot of stuff. I think that he mapped out a way to go, and did it, and they just never came back. So I definitely want to know about that. Yeah, I think we all know that they don't track those flights because they don't want it out that the world is flat, and whatever they're hiding, if they had flights to that area, definitely they wouldn't be able to keep that type of secret. They would have to spill the beans, because too many people would see that and tell everyone, and then it'd just be a hot mess. Like, it's a hot mess as it is right now, with everybody coming out and figuring this out and talking, and so many things are flying around. It's unbelievable. Oh, you're welcome, Jonathan. um it puts to mind about other flights that just came up missing, no matter what they say, because they're just all liars. I don't care what level of government they're on. They lie through their teeth. They lie like nobody's business. They've made it an art form, to the point that they actually believe all of their lies and their stories, and it's become real to them. I don't think that they can tell the reality from their lies at this point. They just mesh them both together and are living in a fantasy world, and we're just all their characters, to do whatever they want to do with. And sorry, but that time is up. It's time for us to take back the power from the powers that be, whatever and whoever they are. I don't even care. There's just so many conspiracies out about that I just know those in charge have not done right by the people, and it is time for us to take the power back. They've had more 300-400 years to do the right thing towards humanity, and have so far just made things worse. Okay, we're going to move on to topic number 7 now. Whoops. Topic number 7 is celebs. Celebs on flat earth. I saw Katy Perry's witness pre-concert whatever thingy jiggy she was doing, because it popped up on my thing for a live feed when I was going to look at what's his name, Hangout, whatever, another YouTube content provider. I was trying to catch his channel because he didn't have a lot of subscribers, and I believe in supporting smaller subscribers, so I try to get on whenever they're on, and making content for flat earthers. Anyways, I was trying to get to that, and her thing witness popped up, so I saw it, and then I saw a lot of people posting that somebody got her to say the earth is flat, to question that, and they like deleted it like 6 or 7 times. I don't know if that video is still up or not, but I actually saw that, and I wonder if that sunk in. But you know, she has that song, I think it's called Living in a Bubble, and I don't think that any of those who are celebrities are unaware that the earth is flat. I think that they pretend to act like they don't know it's flat. I mean, look how many of these basketball players, these idols that they've set up for us, have come out in the last month or so saying the earth is flat and then recanted it. I mean, they must know something, that once you get to that certain level, that all of them know. Like, it's just like with, to me, the presidency. Like, once you become president, they like sit down and debrief you, and you get that like book of all the little goodies that every president is privy to once they become a president, and then you just know instantly stuff. You know, I think celebrities get into that type of club once they become celebrities because they have millions and sometimes billions at their disposal. What's to stop them from doing whatever they want on this flat plane? I mean, they have to know. They have to be in on the secret because there's no way that they're not. How can you have that much money and not want to explore your world, go anywhere that you possibly could go? Like, if she didn't know, I would be surprised. I don't think that was her first time hearing that the earth was flat. She did not have the type of response that you think somebody should have. And why were they deleting it? The only reason that you would delete that you said that is if you felt threatened, like you're going to be in trouble or your life was going to be threatened. And that to me spells out that they know something. They can't just not know. Helio says, how long have I been following conspiracy topics? Since 2013. I think it was 2013. Don't quote me on it, but I think that was the first time that I watched Zeitgeist the movie. And then every subsequent one that they put out every year, I watched it. And that process happened for me over that period of awakening. So once I knew that that was like a false flag situation and that religion about all of those things, I just started taking it in little by little because at that time in my life, I had a lot of financial issues. So I was just more focused on surviving at that point. And all that information was like, I had to do it sparingly. So I've been going and looking and seeking the truth for since around that time. And I came into knowing about the flat earth the end of 2016, early 2016, end of 2015. And then it just became I spent half of that year just researching, another half of it just letting it sink in, and then I didn't come out with telling people that I had known that truth until about 4 months ago, and I didn't start posting about it until like 2.5, I think I would say. So not that long with that, but seeking the truth for a long, long time. You think it's to make us look stupid? They always have an ulterior motive. You could be right, but they always have they're you never underestimate the enemy. They're like hundreds of years and steps ahead of us in this game, in this truth. They're playing a game, but we're not playing with them. And so they have a head start on us already. Gotcha, plain truth. I'm saving that link and any others that y'all give me. Oh, that's another thing. You guys, this is our community, so don't be afraid to post your content. Don't be afraid to push your channels and your content. Anything goes in Flat Earth community. It's a community, and I'm just a facilitator. So, you know, if you have channels, if you have information, if you have products, if you guys are doing anything, the community is here, and we want to know about it. We want to hear about anything that helps us get the word out. Any if this has become a living for you, we want to support that. Now, I'm small. I don't have 1,000 subs, so I cannot have super chats or anything like that. And I would never do. I don't know how it goes with the sponsorship, so I'm not gonna say I would never do sponsorship or whatever. But I guess those are paid ads or something like that. But I do have a GoFundMe account specifically for ads for flat earthers. So this channel is for you guys. So whatever you want to post, see you later, Shanna. I'm all for it. If you want to post links, information, if you know something that I don't, feel free to let us know. If you have products you want to sell, post those. If you have good channels that we can check out and support, post those. If you're selling products geared towards Flat Earth, post away. This chat and this live stream and Flat Earth community is for you guys. It's for the people. It's grown-ups helping grown-ups, grown folks talk, okay? Grown folks business over here in this chat, all the way live. Sometimes I think we might fall off topic, but for the most part, we're going to try to keep it above the board and serious. So yeah, I don't know how much they know, but I know that they do know something, and they're probably faking the funk on us. Like, but once you know, isn't it all consuming? Don't you find that it's all consuming? Like, you just want to know more. Like, you don't just stop with the flat earth truth. You like, what else are they lying about? What else do I need to know? What else can I figure out? Excuse me. Hello? Don't y'all hate bill collectors and annoying tele people that just call you with those random dial numbers? Like, I can't stand that. Hugh says they have perfected the Hegelian dialectic and are using the internet, television, and education system as tools to sell us the delusion. Yes, that is true. Truth be told, they own every media outlet that you could possibly think of. So my whole time, once I came into this truth and started going on other media sites, social media sites to gain information, was, aren't they going to shut us down or censor us at some point? Because I think it's like the top 10 conglomerates control every corporation and company that you could possibly think of, and there's 3 of them. Comcast is one of them, Time Warner, and I forget the other one. They all control every social media outlet that there is out there, including the news. So there is no real free press. I think that there are some free reporters that think that they don't have handlers, but that's because they are still stuck in the matrix. And so they control every aspect of information that is out there. And I'm wondering when they're actually going to start to clamp down on this truth, because it can't be contained at this point. Yeah. Let me check and see how many mods I actually have. I really don't want to have more than 10. Plus any um, major, like other content providers, they would probably get wrenched too. Just remember, I'm gonna put later on what the rules are for modding, so you guys don't just ban anybody. And they're simple rules to follow. There's gonna be no drama. There's gonna be no pushing of agendas, no trolls, and no disrespect. So those are the rules that we're going to follow as mods. And I would say don't be as liberal as you've seen on other channels, because like with IPS, they're more geared towards we all have wrenches and we just boot people who aren't talking about the truth or being supportive of the movement. But here we do allow opposing opinions, and as long as they are being constructive and posing a question. But if they're not doing that and they're just asking questions to be disruptive and they're disrespectful to our members, then just ban them. We're not even going to waste our time, and that's it. So who else needed one? Let me see. Oh, okay, I see it. We were talking about this earlier, that balloon business. To me, the balloon thing, I'm not as excited about it because we've done the balloon thing. We've seen footage of that. Like, I think I've watched maybe 6 or 7 hours of these balloons going up and proving that it's a flat horizon, that there is no curve. So I'm not as excited about the balloon thing because that's something that we've already done before. And it's just going to do the same thing it did before, which is give us current footage of the dome and its limitations. Like, I think the last one that I watched was like 3 hours long, and you could see the sun like right there. I was so hoping that, like, for some reason, some strong current or wind or whatever would actually take that balloon into the sun, so we could prove once and for all that the sun is like not millions of miles away. It's only like 3K, and it's like right there in your faces. Because it seemed like you could just, if it went far enough, it was like you could just reach out and touch the sun. Like, how can you ignore a footage like that in the first place? So I'm not really as excited about that balloon business, but if they want to do that, I'm not really going to be partaking. I'm just kind of going to watch that happen. Hey, food, shelter, clothing. Y'all, give it up for Flat Love towards food, clothing, and shelter. And make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. He's really an awesome man who's just has a passion for teaching others and getting other people into this truth. And he was actually one that I told you guys earlier that we'd be working on getting something together for the children. He was the one that actually brought that to my attention, the need for that. So make sure you guys sub to his channel and come on when you can. I don't know if you want to jump on or not, brother, but I'm going to put the link in if you want to join me on Hangouts real quick. That balloon thing, if they do that again, I would want them to do something different. Like, I would want it to go up far enough that it not only touches the dome, but don't they have like, the drones? Like, maybe when it gets to a certain point before it comes down, if a drone was like attached to it, and we could like get the drone to center in once it reaches a certain point, like center, like to go towards like the sun. Like, we've got to do something new with that balloon thing if they're going to do something. I do not want to not watch another footage for 6 hours of a balloon going up. Like, I think you watch for so long, like, okay, is it going to do something special? And it never does. So I'm excited about this rocket though. This rocket business has got me really, really excited for it. The rocket, because the rocket is like an opportunity to smash the globe to pieces.
Can you hear my sister?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let me know with the one if you guys can hear Logic. How's your day been? Can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, they should be able to hear you too. If they can't, anybody in the chat, if you cannot hear Logic, just let me know. Logic is food, shelter, and clothing. He has his own YouTube channel and does great work. He's very passionate about his community and supporting the Flat Earth Truth. And he's a great motivational speaker. If it's one thing that I've learned from watching his channel and his content, is that he's very good at engaging his audience. So I've been taking notes and gathering information and learning on the go as I do this. You hear an echo?
No, you sound perfect now. You sound good.
I sound good to you, but they say they hear an echo. Let me see if that's one of my mics on my OBS system.
Okay. Oh, they say you sound good now.
Oh, it's okay now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, if you allow me to chime on what you was talking about.
Yes.
I think you're right on the spot. We gotta grow, and we can't continue to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? If we continue to do balloon thing, we gotta start taking that balloon thing to the next level. So I mean, you're spot on. I mean, and that's the thing. When me and you was having our conversation last time, is about research, and you know what I'm saying. The true definition of research is to come up with new ideas, new concepts. You know what I'm saying? New conclusions. And I think by us trying to elevate that, just that sending up a balloon, it would not only prove what we know, but it would just continue to make our research more thorough.
Yes. They're asking about your channel.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. It was like it was kind of silent for a minute there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I had muted my mic because I don't want it to cause an echo while we're talking. Because once I looked back at some of my footage, it did that, and I wasn't sure where it was coming from.
Yes. Okay. So I mean, yeah, I mean that's spot on. And see, the thing is that two sister, and see, and that's why I can gel with you. I mean, it's like, I mean, me and you always like we click, and just because of that, you know what I'm saying, you thinking towards the next step. And you know what I'm saying, even though one other people might be actually taking that next step, you're going a step ahead, and I think that's powerful.
Well, thank you because I'm really motivated.
Let's see. Can I hear echo now? Oh yeah, my YouTube muted. I don't even got my YouTube on. Yeah, that's why I use the headphones, because I don't like that additional echo. Let me get my, if I can help you out. I can go and cut it out. Huh?
Now I'm gonna unmute all the mics I muted because I'm not sure. I'd rather have it have an echo than them not be able to hear me at all. Okay, can you guys hear me now? Hello, this is Sassy. No, I do not. I'm not sure who actually is. It's probably who's been coming in. Why? What's up? Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. I'll get back to you. Okay. Okay. Bye bye. So can you guys hear me now at all? Hello. Is anybody home?
I think somebody said yes now.
Okay. I don't know what happened.
Okay, all right. They said they can hear you now, and there's no audio. All right, we good.
All right, good. Okay, so back to what we were
I don't know
saying.
what you did. I think I hear myself a lot better too.
Okay, I don't know what it was, but I'm glad you can hear me now. We were talking about taking those next steps. I don't know how much of the show you caught, but I was talking earlier. One of the things on the list to go over was finding new, looking at what we're going to do after the truth gets out and developing a plan for that. Not only just getting the kids involved, but actually what the adults are going to do once that starts to take place. And one of the things I was talking about was this weapon that they have that actually is a laser that cuts people in half. It supposedly can make our weather and whatnot. And what we need to be thinking about is what we're going to do after that truth comes out. After, what is the plan going to be to protect ourselves? Because they're not just going to let it come out. They're not just going to let it be, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that once the actual truth come out, a lot of stuff gonna start unraveling, and then you're right. I mean, we just got to be prepared to just not and I mean, I know I've said this before, like on Brother Sanchez channel, is that you know what I'm saying? I mean, flat Earth to me is just more than flat Earth. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more in depth than flat Earth because it's telling me, and it should be telling everybody else that it's more involved. If you will actually do that, it's a lot more you'll do. So therefore, we should start looking into everything that we was taught or told was true, and then we should actually build ourselves to start actually establishing a new community. You know what I'm saying? And where they start with, I mean, we need to be serious about actually establishing a committee, and then just a committee to just be able to put out information, to share ideas, and to move ahead. You know what I'm saying? Because if you by yourself, a lot of times you can find yourself stagnated. But if we establish some type of committee within this community, you know what I'm saying? That's the first step to actually having a community. You got to have a committee. And then it won't be a committee like we see the blueprint fail all the time. Where, you know what I'm saying? People talking about you got elders or whatever. I mean, elders, I mean, I think elders are good. You know what I'm saying? They're a senior individual in the group. But we need to have them elders, but it shouldn't be nobody above anybody. It should be a joint unified effort to accomplish a mission.
And I agree.
And that would be powerful, in my opinion.
I agree with that in the sense that um, people, that's one the blessings about this movement is that there's no defined leaders, that all the leaders that are coming about are natural born leaders. You can tell a natural born leader from a leader that was made, someone who actually didn't have that ability naturally but was made into a leader. I've seen this a lot in my dad's military career. You know, leaders are born, not made. Sometimes made leaders can rise to that function, but they don't navigate so well when it comes to the human connection. And one thing about setting this blueprint is everybody's a leader. Everybody has something to give in this movement. It's not just about one person. It's about people coming together for the good of all and actually putting their best foot forward to make something happen. Um, that blueprint is going to be crucial for us to change the direction. As you know, I mentioned before that Flat Earth community, one of our biggest things is Ubuntu Contributionism. Now, in the probably this weekend, we're going to watch the videos on Gaia about Ubuntu Contributionism just so they can get an introduction into what that actually is. Because I do believe that that's going to be one of the steps that we're going to have in being able to usher in a new system that doesn't have anything to do with capitalism and, being wage slaves. It's actually going to be based off of what you can do naturally, your natural talents, gifts and abilities, and the skills and things that you've learned. The immediate aftermath while we're going through this situation is crucial for us to figure out how we want to approach any aggression that's going to be coming our way. I think that's something that we really have to look at, consider, and develop a plan for. Because if not, we're not going to be prepared. And my dad, was in the Army for 23 years. So he trained me well. He taught me about many different things in many different areas. I was well cultured. One of the things he taught me was know your enemy. Always, when you walk into a room, look for a way out. Always have your back against any corner. That way you can see every direction, every exit. Pay attention to what people are doing, their movements. So it became natural to me to do that. And he always said, knowing your enemy is the first step to winning the war. So there will be many battles, but we definitely do have to look at every angle. If you don't do that, you're setting yourself up for failure already.
I definitely agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta constantly think, you know what I'm saying? Just like you said, steps ahead. And that's why a committee would be powerful because to put that pressure on one person is a lot. And then, you know what I'm saying? It got to be actually whether they do it in hangouts or they just, you know what I'm saying? Just somewhere that people can share ideas, share thoughts, share plans on how to move forward. And by us doing that, I mean, it's no reason, you know what I'm saying, why we shouldn't succeed in our purpose. So, but we gotta actually focus on that. So just like now, you sharing these ideas, and then, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times, immediately after I get off, you know what I'm saying, I start taking my notes, and I, you know what I'm saying, so I can be able to talk upon these things, because a lot of times people say, okay, well, what are your solutions? And then, so now this here, it will give us ability to deliver solutions, but sometimes we just need to kind of do this right here, have these discussions, you know what I'm saying, share ideas, bump these ideas off of each other, because you might see a flaw in my idea, and then it might not necessarily be a flaw, but it's a better way to actually approach it. And so that's why, I mean, a committee is like a much is needed. That's why I'm surprised that a lot of people's not talking about it, because all these communities, they fail because they try to establish these communities without actually having a committee, without actually having people to actually bump their ideas. So they'll go out there and jump out there with these ideas, and not only do they not have support, but they didn't have nobody to fine tune the way they planned on proceeding with it.
And I agree. And one of the things to forming this community, and that's why I made this community, because I felt that that was missing in our community. Everyone is talking about flat Earth, and that's wonderful. And I've seen a lot of channels geared towards education and developing things for those who are still learning and as we go. And so that's not missing. The only thing that has been missing is the community piece. What are we going to do after the fact? And that's why I made Flat Earth Community, so that we could have a place that, okay, we're past that point of the knowing that, you know, the earth is flat. We're truth seekers on our own and in our own right, so we don't have a need for that. We do have a need to grow in the area of, okay, what comes next. And I think a committee of people that are coming together to figure out what steps we need to take after this aftermath is what is needed in the community at this point, because you have those channels that they're all about the drama. They're all about, serving themselves. And I'm not going to mention any of those, because I think by now we all know who those people are, because, you know, a leader is consistent. They continuously grow. And like you've seen those channels that they don't grow. They stay on the same topic year after year, never progressing, never making any strides in the movement. And that's definitely not what this community is about. This community is about being forward, taking action, and supporting those who, for them, this is a way of life. For them, this is the answer. For them, this is going to be their livelihood, living it, breathing it every single day. So I don't know. What do you think? How do we go about getting those people identified that can be a part of this committee? What do you think the blueprint for that will be?
I mean, I think that what it should be is that it's just that we have just random sessions where we, you know what I'm saying, we talk and we share ideas, but offline. Because now what happens is that you'll really see somebody willing to do something and it's not really for limelight. So if we start doing these sessions, because you ask yourself this question, how many sessions happens in the flat earth community behind closed doors? So I mean, a lot of times it's just broadcasting it out to a group of people. But imagine if we have these group meetings offline. So now when we come online, we're just talking about, okay, this is what we plan on doing. Hey people, what do you think about this? And then now is that we got together ourselves and we refined ourselves, and then, you know what I'm saying, they'll go ahead and refine us again. But I mean, it's hard to say how we're going to actually do it. Pretty much it'll happen is that I think that first of all, the people that's willing to do it offline, you know what I'm saying, first they showing that, hey, they got passion on the situation. Second of all, you know what I'm saying, once people start getting together, you'll start figuring out people that got a lot of different talents. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's dealing with media, whether it's dealing with WordPress. I mean, it's a lot of different methods that we can actually go out and deliver this a better product. But it's hard. I mean, right now, I guarantee you, if you ask the chat room, you know what I'm saying, what talents do you have, you know what I'm saying, that would benefit the flat earth community and not just keep us where we at now, where we just at YouTube, that'll put us in a further position within the next 3 months. And then if the people, you know what I'm saying, they say, hey, look, you know what, I'm a graphic designer. Hey, you know what, Logic, you said something about WordPress. I'm good at WordPress, but I'm horrible at WordPress. So now with these different people, you know what I'm saying, we establish that. We say, okay, now we either will figure it out and we'll get the money ourselves to start a WordPress, start a website, start these different ways of actually putting stuff out. And then they said I'm echoing very badly. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know if you have they said maybe a watch page that's open that could be it coming from it.
No, I don't even got the YouTube open on this channel. Let me see something.
I'll check and see if it's on my end as well.
All right. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes. Oh. Yeah, I can hear you. I was just muted for a second.
I'm just thinking to hang up and come back in.
Okay. They said, do you have speakers on as well?
No, I have no speakers on. I'm listening just through the headphones.
It could be on my end.
All right, I'm gonna go off and see when I come back in.
Okay. Guys, he's gonna try to come back in and see if that was the reason he was echoing. If I'm echoing now, let me know, because it could also be something on my end. I may have a mic source that's open that's causing that echo. Thanks, Jonathan. Sometimes when you're using this OBS, I noticed that it does do that, but I'm not sure if when he's on, there's a mic that I might need to be muting or.
Oh, right. Do I got an echo now?
Can you guys hear him now? Let's see. Are you able to see the chat? Helio said, I heard what you said, food shelter. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear. Okay, hold up. I heard an echo.
Did you?
Yeah. Let me see. This is speakers.
Can you guys hear him now or no?
All right, can you still hear the echo? Oh.
I wonder if it's only when I'm gonna mute my mic real quick on the Hangouts and then go ahead and speak and see if the echo stops after a few minutes. If it doesn't stop after a few minutes, then it definitely is gonna be on your end and not my end. Okay?
Okay. All right, can you hear the echo now, people?
Okay, I've got my mic muted, so
Do I have
will be
echo
able to
now?
hear him.
Nobody reply. Okay. What about now? Sassy is muted. Can you hear echo on me?
Okay. Can you guys still hear me now? I muted one of my extra mics to see if that was a problem. Both are echoing now.
I don't know.
It's supposed to get better, not worse.
This is still an echo? Okay, I don't know what that is.
Okay, I'm not sure what that is either. Would you prefer to use Skype? Because I can pull Skype up and we can use Skype.
Did you say something, Sassy?
Oh, I said, would you prefer to hear for us to use Skype? Because we could use Skype instead of the Hangouts.
Oh yeah, I can use Skype. That's too easy. Hold up, I just can.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate Hangout. Hangouts is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You me call you on Skype?
Yeah. Just call me on Skype.
Okay.
Okay. He's gonna call me back on Skype, guys. While we wait on that, just to keep the discussion going, we were talking about forming a committee within our group to develop plans and things like that that can help us in the aftermath of the world waking up to this news. He's trying to call me on Skype now. Oh, that's true. I'm gonna try calling him because it didn't work.
Okay,
Okay,
I
I
hear
hear
you
you
loud and
loud and
clear.
clear.
Okay, you can hear me. Can you guys hear him? Are you still there?
Yes, I'm
Yes, I'm
here.
here.
Okay. For whatever reason, it's not opening my the video. For whatever reason, I don't
Oh,
know.
Oh
wow.
wow.
Can you
Can
hear
you hear
me?
me?
Can you guys hear food, shelter, and clothing now? Logic on the Skype on my through mine. Mm.
Okay.
Okay,
This
it
is
says
still
still
echo.
echo.
Oh Lord, helpless. I'm really beginning to think that it's on my end. I'm gonna try to mute some of these mics again and see if that's what's happening. Okay. Hey Shanna. Yeah, I just muted two of the desktop mics. So let me know if you guys can't hear me now and if you can hear him. Logic, you still there?
I'm still here, sister.
Okay.
I was waiting till the chat respond.
So we're trying to figure out if you guys can hear us both at this point, or if I've muted the wrong mics. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. Who in the world? What in the world?
Okay, it says better.
Is better?
All right. I guess we're good.
Okay. Still an echo, but listenable. Okay. I'm sorry about that, guys. Hopefully we can get that figured out. I think that happened on our last one as well. Even though we've switched out, it has to be some kind of mic that I don't know about that's actually open on here. And I don't want to mute the wrong one and then you guys not hear us at all. But if you guys get to a point where you can't hear me or him, let me know, okay? All right. So we're talking about forming a committee um, that can deal with the aftermath of what's happening, what will happen, and um, when this truth is told. And you were saying, what about that? I'm sorry.
Yeah. What I was saying is that I think that it's possible. You know what I'm saying? I think, but it need to be a lot of closed door sessions. And after we do these closed door sessions, pretty much, I mean, my initial assessment is that the people that will come to the closed door sessions automatically, they serious about the cause. And then after that, what we can start doing is we just start identifying talent. So now, every so often, you know what I'm saying, doing my live streams and doing your live streams, we just try to identify people that got special talents that would be beneficial to be a part of this committee. So when we start actually going forward and start doing these different things, we have people that's the account. We have people that got special skills. I was saying earlier is that now, I mean, you get a WordPress account for what, like $170 to start your website. So now we can do that ourselves. But you know what I'm saying? It just, I mean, it's real tedious, and I think we need to get the right people in the right positions to start doing this. So what happened is that it's not about financial gain. It's just about actually getting information out. And then after we get to a point, you know what I'm saying, we will have them conversations. Okay, so now this is what our project we're working on now. but at the same time, we're almost established a calendar. And I like your analogy you used about your father being in the military, because I'm in the military now. Mm-hmm. But in the military, we got a short range, we got to learn a long range calendar. So now, already, before we even get involved, we have a short range. This is what we need to accomplish within the next 3 months. And then our long range calendar is this is where we need to be at within the next year. So, therefore, we'll never be stagnated. We'll never get on our channels and start talking about the exact same things, and we're not actually seeing, results. Mm-hmm. So, and then everybody is keeping everybody accountable. So, they say, hey, look, hey, Logic, you get on your platform, and you've been talking about the same stuff for 3 months. So, either one or two things need to happen. Either we need to move on, or we need to take the people that we got, and then now we need to start actually, hey, this is our community. The wake-up process is over. Let other people do the wake-up process. Mm-hmm. And, you see that's important because after a while, education get old. Either they're going to want to do it or they're not. So now, if I got 1,000 subscribers on my channel or 10,000 subscribers on my channel and I'm talking about Flat Earth, then that's 10,000 people. And, well, minus 1,000 with the trolls, but at least 9,000 people that actually want to move forward. So now if I'm keep saying the same thing that I talked about, 3 months ago, the same thing I talked about 6 months ago, then I'm stagnated. I gotta move forward. And then now we gotta it's hard for us to do it, but we gotta move forward without them. And we gotta go to that next step.
Right. And that next step is so crucial to us, surviving and dealing with this aftermath. I know a lot of when I used to watch TVs, I watched on, I don't know if it was the Discovery Channel or the Planet Channel. That one went down and became Destination America. But they had these people on there that were called doomsday preppers. And so, they would follow these people around, and they had, bunkers in the side of mountains. They actually had action plans. They had, 2 years' worth of food supplies stocked up in these bunkers. And they had gas masks. They had everything you could possibly think of. So, no step needs to be unturned. I was really impressed, and they really got me to thinking about, what would you do if something did happen? Say we went into martial law, which everybody's been talking about that topic lately. This martial law is supposed to be imminent, and it has to do with the lockdown of the country, like how Trump is building a wall. He's trying to bottleneck us into this country so that they can institute martial law, and we can have this great big war. Well, we need a contingency plan, because I do think there's a lot of truth behind that, because there's more than one person that has been coming out saying this, and they've been prepping on this. These people have been prepping for this for 10 years, I don't know if you've ever seen that show, Doomsday Preppers.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of truth to it. Mm-hmm. And then now, since, since we actually start understanding Flat Earth, then we need to understand that, hey, you know what? It's no telling what they got plans for. So, and it's bigger. It's better to have a bigger following, true people that's actually willing to take steps. But what happened is that we got to actually figure out the people who actually want to take them steps versus the people who just understand what's going on, but they still happy with just being, just living a normal life. Mm-hmm. And that's powerful, because it's a lot of stuff we can actually start doing together. But once we start doing it together, and it's sad that I gotta say it though, but it almost gotta be something like a vetting process. And we almost gotta take it serious, like they do these federal organizations. The vetting process to see, is this person serious? You know what I'm saying? Are they willing to take steps needed? You know what I'm saying? Are they willing to take steps past the awareness and past the education stage?
Correct. And I think that's where we're going to have to expand our base a little bit, and get people that are in the know of those things, as long as that they accept the truth or are flat earthers. I think we can identify people like that pretty quickly, because it's going to take people in every sector, in every section of, like, the food industry, the medical industry, um, production of products and things like that, to actually be on this type of a committee, to actually be well-rounded enough to have an actual plan that is a working model. I think that if we don't do that, we're going to be setting ourselves up for failure. And I think the more minds that we have on this, the actually easier it will be to get people to come on board with it. And I think that we could be the leaders in that, actually, because we're already committed and looking towards the future, just even by wanting our children to be educated outside of the system. I know there's lots of people doing that now, but I think we have enough flat earthers that we could develop our own community. Like I'm saying, this is a community. We could develop our own community before the next school session starts, to be homeschooling or online schooling all the flat earth children. We could come up with a curriculum in each of the states, figure out what we need to do to make that happen, and do that way, so they're not continuing to stay in that and get indoctrinated. So we could be looking at each one of those steps. So maybe our first step will be to do the children's side of it, and then the next step after that could be to do the structure, as far as how we're going to deal with ruling ourselves. And then the next step after that could be the contingency plan for any aggression that might come our way. What do you think about that type of a blueprint?
Yeah, you just laid it out. No, I'm just saying what you just did is you know what I'm saying. I mean, you just laid out a rough blueprint, but you know what I'm saying, with just different minds together, you know what I'm saying, just to fine tune that and just add more details, you know what I'm saying, and that would be something to move forward, you know what I'm saying. So like, just say if we had a committee right now, and then you know what I'm saying, it was a behind doors committee, and then now, you know what I'm saying, we'll come on live and then we'll discuss, you know what I'm saying, this is what we approach. So just like, you know what I'm saying, you name 3 good ones. Some of them will be established as short range, some of them will be long range. And then now, you know what I'm saying, we'll display it to the people. And then whether it's a once a month show, you know what I'm saying, we discuss progress. So now, whatever funding, you know what I'm saying, and I hate when a lot of people sit here and say, hey, look, you know what, hey, donations for this, donations for that, donations for that. But I think the reason people get so distracted and so, you know what I'm saying, they turn their nose to it, is because the person that's in charge of this or producing this product or so-called have this solution is not a plan. So that's just something that should be automatically established in a short range plan. To sit here and say, hey, look, you know what? We talking about this is good, but this is our product for delivery to the babies. We got a timeline. We will have at least a short cartoon for the babies by their timeline.
Okay.
And then now, whether we come up, you know what I'm saying, everybody else doing it in just business-wise, period. You know what I'm saying, we come up and say, hey, look, this is a preview of the product that we developed. What do you think? And then now the people look at it and say, you know what, I think that's awesome. You guys need to continue on with that. Or I think that's dry. Or you know what, the information is too high. We need to lower it down a little bit. And then see that kind of feedback Because see, we can look at ourselves and I can look at you and you say, Sassy, this shit back. I mean, it's good. You like, yeah, I like this. But then the people again say, yeah, we agree, man, it's a good product, but you know what? Let's make it better. And then me, I was okay. I will go back to the drawing board and then we'll refine that and make it better. And then once we get to that point, we can produce that product to the people and say this is good. So now that's the kind of videos that I want to see going viral on Facebook, besides the fight videos. So now, you know what I'm saying? And then we establish, you know what I'm saying? You see, we holding ourselves accountable at the same time. The people holding us accountable. And then now we're delivering what we said we was going to do. We're delivering products.
Yes.
So I don't know how many times I see, whether it's people asking for the Umar Johnson asking for $1 million for a school, and it happened like, you know what I'm saying, the school ain't even happen. You know what I'm saying? You got all these different people that's asking for donations, but, you know what I'm saying, the people don't hold them accountable, but you know what, inside of their plan, it's no system that they established to keep them accountable.
That is true.
And I got to take notes of what you said, too. I'm sorry. Let me get my notepad.
Okay. So how about we shoot, I think I asked this on the last, our last time around is when you talked about getting together and doing a children's product. How about we shoot for doing at least music, a video, and a book geared towards the youth. And then while doing that, simultaneously come up with a curriculum for grades kindergarten through 12 that we can implement for a flatter school. I think generally we would have to have a percentage of it be online, and then the rest of it be done with the parents. I don't know how feasible that's going to be for some households, but I think it's something that is doable before the next school term happens. And I think that'll be a great first project for us, is to raise the funds to be able to do that. Like I said on the last one, in the description, I already have a GoFundMe account set up for that. And for it's actually set up for Flat Earth ads, but we can change that title for to be inclusive of the next steps. I don't know how I'm going to reword it. I'm pretty sure I'll think of something to change it to that would encompass all that. But I already have a GoFundMe account to collect funds to be able to do that. And since we're not, striving to stay in the same system that we're already in, I think people will be more motivated to come on board and support a plan like that, as long as we're transparent and we can show our progress along the way. So I'm game. I'm ready to get started like yesterday. Like I really am excited about what this community is about at this point. Like I said before, I think it's something that was just missing, and now we're here and we're going to work on it until it gets done.
Yep, I agree. I think that like something that we can actually look at a short term is, I love your book idea. Mm-hmm. And I think by what probably need to happen is that we develop a script. So once we develop a script for the book, we can take that same script for the book and we establish a cartoon. Mm-hmm. So now, I mean, because it's like with one script, it's like bam, bam, I did knock out 2 things. Yes. So what happened is that, you know what I'm saying, I think the excitement of that will kind of push us to the next step. Because when I think of a flatter school, I think of a school minus history, minus home economics, minus all the other foolishness that they teach in normal high school, middle school curriculum. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, science, I'm down for it, but now it'll be science minus the fuckery. And it'll be more of a free thinking, you know what I'm saying, logical brainstorm. Because that's what school should be about. You know what I'm saying? And even though that it's crazy though, because I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said, well, I got this research paper. Mm-hmm. And then I had to talk to them. I said, you're not really doing true research. Mm-hmm. All you're doing is researching the ideas of somebody else, and you regurgitating on paper. And I think we're just educating about just the words that we use. If we can understand that, we think we're doing research, but that's not even the real word or definition of the word research. So like that, that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff that I've been, and I can learn from a lot of different people. Brother Sanchez, you know what I'm saying? When he talk about the root words or whatever, I went out and bought me a book on just root words alone. Because a lot of times I'm going by what I think or how I was taught. So now, with that basic curriculum, you know what I'm saying, you can start with a baseline curriculum, you know what I'm saying? Just a class on, understanding the English language, understanding terms and definitions. And then now, it will debunk a lot of stuff that we go by and we've been going by forever. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's generations of fuckery that we'll start fixing in these kids. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Understanding the true definition of racism. You know what I'm saying? If we can actually highlight the words that impact our community today. So now people will never say, hey, that guy's racist. Mm-hmm. He's racist. Because they don't even understand the word, the definition of racist.
Right.
So we can fix that. And I think that curriculum, it will be powerful, but it will be a useful curriculum for your everyday living, unlike the educational system. You know what I'm saying? Their curriculum is more indoctrinating instead of education.
That is true. The one of the ideals that I had about this was because when we talked the other day, I was brainstorming, and I don't know if you've heard of Ron Boy. He's a YouTube content creator that has this cartoon called Ron Boy, and it's this little boy who kind of like lives in the ghetto or the projects with his mom and his dad, and he's always telling on his mom or his dad, and he loves cheese sticks. And I was thinking about contacting him to see if he might want to do a flat earth cartoon for his audience, because he has tons of subscribers. Let me see if I can pull up one of his
you talking about Lil Run?
Yes.
He like cheese stick guy. Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I love cheese sticks. Yes, I think that we could probably contact him with the truth and make sure that he's on board. And I think that that resonates with people, and we probably could get him to come up with some content for a cartoon for that, so that he can present it to more people, because he already has a great following, and that would reach out to that community. And then, like, say we find other content providers that are already doing kids cartoons online that can present that concept to their audience. That way we're ushering it out all at the same time. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm definitely. So, but you see now how we really need a script like ASAP, because with that, with them creators, you know what I'm saying, that actually, you know what I'm saying, it's a good chance that, you know what I'm saying, they globe heads. So now, to find a willingness to do that, and also to, because you see his content that he actually brings forward is the typical, you know what I'm saying, it just it's an image of a situation that every black kid in the ghetto understand. So a lot of people can associate themselves with that. So Flat Earth would shake his whole platform up. He probably lose some subscribers.
You think?
But I know he will. But if we can shake it up, you know what I'm saying, and like develop a script to him and just present him a script and say, hey, look, you know what? I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying, hey, look, just put out, but just make Lil Run question it. Mm-hmm. Especially to his dad and his mom. Because, them two, they stuck in their ways.
Yes.
So now, if he can just have Run question it or bring it up, or then he can even put it in a joking way. Like, Mom and Dad, I saw I'm trying to talk like Run. Look at that, that's crazy. But he can bring it up and say, I saw these crazy people talking about the earth is flat. And then so now that alone will be powerful. Even though he's presented it as a joke, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what normally he'll do. And I think that's how we can sell it to him. So if we can make the script in that form, you know what I'm saying, and present it to him, and then so all he got to do is, and we got to take some attributes that people understand. First of all, you know what I'm saying. So whether or not I mean, we got to figure something out because he, you know what I'm saying, that he can identify with. Do cheese sticks fly his face, and then the flat earth guy. I mean, he can figure it out, but I think we got to be creative first.
Yeah.
And then we'll push it forward in a creative fashion, and then so now his willing to say no, you know what I'm saying, he'll limit that.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's a good idea though, sister. I'm down for that. I'm game.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to get in contact or find his email or something so that we can contact him to be able to get him on board with this and expose him to the truth as well, because you never know a person's heart once they find the truth and know that they've been had. It just motivates them to do more, to go beyond what their comfort zone is, and to step out in faith to do something that would change a lot of hearts and minds, at least get the community talking about it. It's so crucial that not everybody has to agree with what we're doing and why we believe the earth is flat, but just getting people to think, just getting people to critically think about the world that they live in, and is it headed in the direction that we think it should be going. Just getting them to open their hearts and mind to a possibility of another way of life on this flat plane is something that we want to provoke in people. They don't necessarily have to agree with us, but just getting them to think, just getting them to research it, to open their hearts and their minds so that they're not stuck in the matrix for the rest of their life. A lot of people die and don't even know that they were in a matrix, and since none of us have past that threshold of the knowing of what happens after we die, it's imperative to me that we do the best that we can to live as good and optimal a life as possible, and not let anything get in the way of this truth that we're bringing to people. I think people are hungry and thirsty for the truth, and I think for so long people just thought, okay, they had faith in the system, they had faith in their government, that they weren't being lied to. Okay, maybe they weren't naive, but still they had hope and they had faith. And now that that's dispelled with what they've seen over the last couple of years, even this election, they now know that they're woke to that, I would say, at least. And they're open and they're looking, for the truth. And I know that this truth is the equalizer to all truths, because it takes away every divisionary tactic that they use against us. So we unite as one, as humanity, not this thing that they've created us all to be, to hate and to spread lies and just, it is just not normal for human beings. Yes, it's normal in the animal kingdom to, hunt and kill your prey, but human beings aren't like that. We actually love, we actually think, we have a heart, we live and we die differently than animals do. And you cannot equate the two just because some scientist says, oh, this is animal behavior, this is how all human beings are. No, that's not the truth. We can't follow that lie anymore. We have something in us, a collective consciousness that we all need to get back to, because that was the way it was. They were so close to that back then that I don't know how they ever got away from it. It just happened that just those few greedy people usurped the power of the people, and we need to turn this thing around. And I think that people are so ready for that now. They're sick and tired of being lied to and hurt and told that their lives don't matter, when everybody's lives matter equally. There shouldn't be one person over another person. Every life matters. Everybody has a spirit. So it's time. It's time to change it for the better, and I can't think of any better cause to come and do this under than this one. Hello.
I'm sorry, I had a phone call, but
I put
I
you to
want
sleep.
to you say, and no,
Did I put you to sleep?
no, I want to touch on something you said.
Okay.
No. I got an office call. It's my job. No, because I was listening. I got some notes too, and
Okay.
I sit in the chat room, and it said flat Earth will find all the truths. And see, I think we don't push that enough in flat Earth community because it's more than just flat Earth. It's logic. So you know what I'm saying? It just even though flat Earth is the baseline that we going on now, it's everything. If they lie to you about, you know what I'm saying, traveling to space, what else will they lie to you about? If they lie to you about this globe, what else would they lie to you about? And now it's opening people up to start questioning things. So I think that's what flat Earth means to me. And I think a lot of times people get just stuck in just a flat Earth. That you know what I'm saying, that itself is stagnate, you know what I'm saying, what actually everybody's trying to do or should be doing. It's just okay, yeah, we understand flat Earth. But you know what I'm saying, what is the next flat Earth? And it or what is the new thing? So now, you know what I'm saying, it's all about that truth. And then even though they say, yeah, you gotta realize that flat Earth is the truth, but you know what I'm saying, let's start talking about more than flat Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like let this flat Earth point be the point and the push to start making us question everything. Everything. And then I think that should be our purpose, you know what I'm saying, going in and trying to figure out, you know what, this is, come on now, look at that. People delivering this. So now, with this everything that we want to do, it'll actually move forward and more effective because we turning everything over on their head. Everything they try to put in place, we already step behind it. We turn it over. You know what I'm saying? We see the news story. You know what I'm saying? We turn it over. We turn over everything get turned over on their head.
Exactly. And uh, I think they have enough people that are doing, like we said, educating and bringing people into know. So focusing on what we need to do after that aftermath is just crucial to the success of this movement and it lasting. Even though we're at the first parts of it, there's no way that we're going to stop. We're not going to drop the ball. The ball has been dropped so many times. We're just over it. We're not numb anymore. We're alive and we're woke and we're ready. We're ready for that next change. And people that say that it can't be done, they said that about every monumental aspect of any movement that has come forward, from us, uh, uh, our ancestors freeing themselves from slavery, from women getting their rights, from the, you know, just any civil rights movement that you could possibly think of. They all said, that it couldn't be done. But look at where we're at. They said that, we would never have an African American president. They said, well, who are they? Because we've made a liar so far out of all of them. Humanity's heart has spoken louder than the naysayers and the elites. So I know that we can do it. And the best minds in the world coming together for a cause that is near and dear to so many people's hearts. I mean, I think once they get it, it's just like that's that thing that they've been missing. That's the thing that they've been going for, and you just desire it above all else. So everything aside, I think we're headed in the right direction. Finally.
Yes. And then I'm gonna challenge you live on live TV, sister.
Oh
If we
Lord.
don't sit down within the next 2 weeks and actually, you know what I'm saying, just do a brainstorm, whether it's a Skype session and try to pull in. I got a couple people that I know that are actually want to be involved in this. But I mean, I think we owed it to, you know what I'm saying, everybody to at least sit down and actually try to um, have something mapped out for the next 6 months.
Yes. I I accept that challenge wholeheartedly. Now, I will admit that I like to play Omaha, and it's a different form of poker. It's really not poker, but it's poker, but with you have to use two cards that are in your hand. I was thinking about going to do that this weekend, so I'm definitely not. I'm definitely gonna leave my schedule open and wait for your call.
Okay, you hear that, people? We live, so that within the next week, you know what I'm saying, we should have something that we discuss, and you know what I'm saying, that we actually brainstorm, and then and with a couple of people, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, it's when we come back, we should be talking about, hey, look, you know what, this is what we developed. What do you think about this, people?
Yes, I accept that challenge wholeheartedly. And one thing about Sag is if you challenge us, be prepared because we're gonna bring it.
We ready? I'm ready.
Yes.
Hey, so Sassy, I gotta get off of here because
Okay.
my job is blowing my phone up right now.
Okay. I'm as always, it's a pleasure having you on. Every time that you come on, you certainly make me very excited about what we've got going, and you certainly motivate me to continue to develop this community and to go further, not just talk about it, but be about it. So I thank you once again for showing up uh, and supporting my channel.
Hey, sister, anytime, always. This is what we're here for.
Thank you so much.
Okay, people, I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good night.
Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to his channel so we can keep track of each other. Have a good night, brother. So, you guys, it's been so awesome to have him come by and come through and really support what this community is all about. And I look forward to working with other YouTube flat earthers to do the same thing. So if you know people that have great ideals or that are already working on some of these things that we're talking about, I'm more than happy to join, get on board with what they're doing and have them get on board with what we're doing. The more people we have working on this, the more that we're going to see it come to fruition. So let's just do this thing. So I see some new faces, I think, in here that I haven't seen before. And we were talking earlier. I asked anybody that comes into the room that knows that the earth is flat to go ahead and tell their story about how they came to know that the earth was flat, how they came to this truth, and if they've researched any other truths or if this is the first one for them. So, Flat Earth Alaska, we were talking earlier about this harp machine. What part of Alaska are you in? Oh, okay, cool. Yes, it is, Cal, and I am addicted to playing it. And um, I have been playing it for pretty much ever since I got to Texas. I came to Texas the end of 2010, and I ran a poker circuit called Big Tex Poker here in the local area in Coppers Cove, and as far as Temple, Texas. And then after that stopped, I started playing house games, because here in Texas, gambling is illegal, especially um, Texas Hold'em. And so playing poker was like one of my favorite things to do, because I love to engage with people, and it's really, you're playing the person and their mindset, and seeing if you can beat them out of their money. And I just love that. It was one of my extra ways to make money. But I didn't learn how to play Omaha until about 3 years ago, and I really got into it about 2 years ago, taking it seriously, and actually, getting big and spending a lot more money, for the buy-ins for that. But I've since stopped really going to house games and have concentrated more on being a semi-pro player. And so my first time going to Choctaw was on a girls' trip about a month or so ago. And I played the Omaha tournament there. I didn't place, but I made several final tables of what they had going on for that night. So it was exciting. It definitely gave me the motivation to go and play at WSOP this July. So that's what I'm going to be doing around that time, unless something else comes up. So I don't know if any of you other guys play poker, but it's really fun. Angel says there's a 24-hour sun tracking event taking place on the 24th or the 25th of June. The more people around the world help, the more accurate a corrected world map can be made. Be sure to spread the word. Oh, definitely. I will definitely tune in for that. If you have any more information or about who's hosting that or what we need to be doing to take part in that, feel free to email that to me or put it in the chat so I can look up on that. That'll be something that I add to the description. So any upcoming events, go ahead and email me on that so I can add those to the description, so everybody has what's going on, so we don't miss any of that stuff. Wow, so that is true. So what have you heard about that? I am absolutely curious about this harp thing or whatever it is. Like, I like firsthand accounts. That's why I'm asking. Um, it's better than, watching something on it, and it's more consistent if you have a firsthand account. So if you have any information on that, please feel free to share. One second, I'm going to close my blinds real quick. Um, Jay Henning, I think that topic has been beat to death. like a dead horse. I think that people who have always believed in the word are not going to stop believing in the word. And one of the things we want to avoid in this community is pushing a religion. It's fine that we have people of different faiths join us, and everyone is welcomed and everyone is accepted. No one is going to be picked on for what they believe. But we're not going to be like fear mongering over the scriptures. I think people who read the Bible already know what the prophecies are, and if that's something that you're into, definitely. If the community wants to have a night where we discuss those type of things, you guys email me about that, because I'm not opposed to being off topic, but I do want to keep the community about the community of flat earth and the future, not necessarily geared towards one group or, any of those things. That's part of our rules here, is not to Bible thump or, push an agenda. So just keep that in mind when you're posting stuff. Okay. So have you guys seen anything weird going on too lately about the moon and the sun? I mean, they seem like extra hot to me. Um, I don't know if my thing is lagging or not. If it is, I apologize, but because I hate to be talking in behind myself. Oh, that would be very weird. Oh, okay. I don't know anything about it. I'm just finding out about it today. So I'm definitely going to be looking at it over the next couple of days and finding out as much as I possibly can about that information. So thank you. Gives me something to research. Is it Kim chemtrails? I thought were being used to block the sun rays, as I understand it from a couple sources. So are they blocking it because it actually is a ticking time clock, and once it reaches an end point, is that like going to be the end of the world and a reset is going to happen, or does that sun disappear into the Great Rift and a new one come out, or does the black sun take over? I mean, there's just so many possibilities with that. Someone said that it's a projector, and they actually have some type of machine that projects that light. So I mean, I'm interested to know all about the inner workings of that. I'm pretty sure once we get past the truth of the earth being flat and they admit to that, that more truths are going to come out. And I'm pretty sure we could, come up with our own ideals about what that's going to look like. There's a lot of poor countries um, that don't have even a lot of capabilities. So I don't even know where they're going to be at with this movement. But I'm hoping that with breaking this silence and this movement, this truth that it'll alleviate a lot of the problems that we see associated with poor countries and poor people. Okay, Jonathan, you have a great night, and thank you for coming by and becoming one of my mods. I really do appreciate it. What's up, the Hoary Sheet Shout Show? What a name. You have to tell me what that means. The Hoary Sheet Show. Is that like, uh, what is that? Pretty cool name. It's very catchy. Yeah, I seen that too. I think that it has something to do with trying to wipe out the poor because apparently they think they've dumbed us down enough. And any predator that even seen in nature, will prey on the weakest among us. And so that makes it even more um, imperative that we do as much as we possibly can to make this situation of giving this truth escalated as possible, because they're going to do anything they possibly can to try to take out the poor. And so I mean, it's just disgusting behavior that we have. I mean, I can't tell you how bothered I am. I only talk about things that I really know about as far as personal aspects of humanity, and I've been poor before. It's not anything fun, it's just no wrong the way that we do have the system set up to keep the poor down, and it doesn't matter about class or color. It's not about that, because once they made everybody wage slaves, it had nothing to do with racism or anything. That it was basically about keeping them in charge and us powerless, and making sure that we didn't gain any wealth enough to be equal to them. That way they always hold all the cards and can do whatever they please. And being poor is just something that they love to do to people, to keep us, divide and conquer. And they will do it any way that they possibly can. It's just very predatory behavior that this elite class has had for so long. When I say elite class, there's nothing elite about them. They are the worst among us. They are the real monsters under the bed. They're the monsters that jump out in the night, that scare children, that take the lives of the poor and the elderly and the sick and those who are fighting, just to live. They really are just the lowest of the low. I'm sorry, they are, and they get no mercy and no sympathy from me whatsoever. If you think about it, with the money that they have taken for wars, and just the money that they have set aside in this fiscal year for the space program and our military, just with 1 billion of that money, we could have fed the entire world. So that tells you where their heart is and what their agenda is. They don't give a damn about humanity, only themselves. They think they are better than everybody else and are the only ones that deserve to live life to the fullest in complete luxury and comfortability. And those that have made it so easy for them to do this are just as horrible. Anybody who enables someone to lord it over somebody else is no better than the person that held the gun to the person's head. they're no better. They're just an accomplice to the crime, and they get no mercy either, as far as I'm concerned. It's just sad. I don't even realize how we got to this point. It just amazes me that people are fighting us who are spreading the truth more than they hate the system. Like, come on, guys. I mean, what are you really fighting for? Like, you just love it so much. Like, there can't be all these people who are speaking and telling the truth that are delusional. The delusion is that you love the lie more than you love the truth, and you're just not there yet. And guess what? Flat earthers, we gonna help you out, okay? We gonna give you that swift kick in the butt that y'all need. Because we cannot continue on like this. It just seems to be coming to a head everywhere. You've got all these countries who know the truth. They're all in on it, fighting as if we're still asleep and don't know that, hello, the earth is flat. Like, and they just want to bomb everybody. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I love living. I'm not ready to find out what happens after death just yet. I think that is so true, Carlene. Not only that, but what's more interesting is the land that's beyond the poles. How do we know that the people that have gone missing aren't on that land? How do we know that they haven't been abducted and taken to that land and are living there? We just don't know. But I would love to know, and I can't wait to find out, because I would rather die trying than live and not try it at all. I mean, you just can't expect to wake up and then purposely go back to sleep. I don't know anybody that has done that or does that. Like, I could never be in the FBI or the CIA. I just can't lie. I wouldn't make a good actress because, maybe I would. But the truth is written on my face. Like, I would not be able to hide it. You know what I mean? I think I just seen Brother Sanchez's channel pop up here. Do you guys want to go over there and say hello so we can support his channel? I got 2 notifications I wasn't even paying attention to. Yes, Brother Sanchez is on, and so is Infinite Plane Society. So, guys, how about this? How about we plan to catch up with each other in a couple of days, and I'll let you know where we're at on the things that we discussed, and feel free to email me and get back to me with your ideals, any links, or any upcoming events. Go ahead and email me, because once this closes, I have not figured out how to pull up chat history, and I'm not even saving it to my computer at this point. Go ahead and email me with that so that I can add that to the description and our notes so that we don't miss anything. And we're going to go ahead and shut it down for today, because I think I've been running for like 4 hours now, and we will go either and support Brother Sanchez's channel, or Infinite Plane is actually going live as well. And we will reconvene later on this week. Thanks for everybody showing up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and go ahead and let your friends and family and people you care about know about the Flat Earth community. And we're just going to keep building on this, and we're going to keep spreading this truth and enjoying each other's company. And I'm pretty sure by the next time we talk again, we're going to have so many more things to discuss. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one. And let's pick one of those channels to go over and support. Much love to y'all. Y'all have a great night, and I'll see you in one of the rooms. Before I go, Horror Show says, can I recap everything that we talked about? And I'll go down the list before I shut it down real quick for you. First, we talked about the facts that the earth is flat. We talked about, at the beginning of the broadcast, I talked about going out and how many people are actually told the earth was flat today. Some of us told our story about how we came into knowing that the earth was flat. We talked about spreading that flat earth truth. We also talked about dealing with globe heads. And we talked about the rules of modding, and I made some people mods. And we talked about the harp machine, and we discussed the vortexes at the pole. We had a guest on, which was Food, Shelter, and Clothing, also known as Logic, joined the show for a little bit. And then we also discussed celebs. Do they know things or not? And out of that discussion, we talked about forming a committee to start to develop a plan for the aftermath of what do we do next now that the truth is known. And one of the things that we're going to be focusing on is coming up with a way to unindoctrinate our children by giving them the flat earth truth, and developing a curriculum for grades K through 12, and possibly getting others together to try to implement that, so we don't send our kids back to public schools only to be re-indoctrinated after we've told them the truth. So that was basically what this stream was about. So we'll be recapping and discussing what we came up with after for the next time that we stream together. Okay, guys? So if you have any questions or anything, my email is in the description, along with the GoFundMe page, so we can start to collect the funds that we're going to need to make this possible. So you guys have a great night, and I'll see you in one of the other channels. Bye now.